The air thinned with every upward step, mirroring the dwindling hope in our hearts. We'd come to the Alps for a final, defiant adventure, a last hurrah before the world choked on its own ashes. Liam, ever the optimist, still cracked jokes, his laughter echoing unnervingly in the vast, silent landscape. Maya, the pragmatist, meticulously rationed our supplies, her face etched with a grim determination. Ben, quiet as always, just stared ahead, his eyes reflecting the snow-capped peaks like frozen mirrors. And then there was me, Sarah, clinging to the illusion that somehow up here we could escape it all. We found a small, abandoned cabin nestled in a valley, its wooden walls weathered and scarred by countless winters. It offered a fragile sanctuary, a temporary reprieve from the crimson skies that bled into the horizon. Inside, dust motes danced in the weak sunlight filtering through the grimy windows. We huddled around a makeshift fire, the crackling flames a pathetic attempt to ward off the encroaching cold, both physical and existential. The first night, the silence was broken only by the wind whistling through the cracks in the walls. The second night, the wind carried a new sound, a low, guttural moan that seemed to emanate from the mountains themselves. Liam dismissed it as the wind playing tricks, but Maya's face paled. Ben just stared into the fire, his silence more profound than ever. On the third night, the moans grew louder, closer. They were punctuated by a rhythmic scraping, like something immense dragging itself across the rocks. Fear, raw and primal, clawed at my throat. We barricaded the door with whatever we could find, the flimsy barrier a pathetic defense against the unknown horror that stalked us. Then came the scratching, a frantic, desperate scratching at the walls, accompanied by the moans, now a chorus of agonizing cries. The cabin shuddered under the assault. Liam, his bravado finally shattered, began to sob. Maya clutched a rusty axe, her knuckles white. Ben remained motionless, his eyes fixed on the door. The scratching intensified, tearing at the wood, splintering it into jagged shards. A section of the wall gave way, revealing a sliver of the night. And then I saw it. A hand. Not a human hand. This was something wrong. Twisted, elongated fingers tipped with claws that scraped against the wood. The skin was a sickly gray, stretched taut over bone. And then, a face pressed against the opening. A face that was vaguely human but distorted, grotesque. Eyes that burned with an unholy hunger. It wasn't alone. More hands, more faces, pressed against the cabin, a writhing mass of corrupted flesh and bone. They were the mountains come alive, the earth itself twisted into a nightmare. The moans were their voices, the scraping their hunger. We screamed. The cabin splintered and collapsed around us. The last thing I saw was Ben, finally moving, stepping forward to meet them, a strange serenity on his face. Then, darkness. The mountains claimed us. The Alpine Requiem had begun,